You're listening to Entrepreneur Encounter, the podcast where soft skills meet real talk for creative business owners who are building with purpose. I'm Dana, a Pinterest marketing strategist and agency owner helping wedding pros and creative entrepreneurs get seen without burning out.
And I'm Sarah, a business and team strategist who helps small teams and podcasters communicate clearly, lead with empathy, and grow sustainably. Together, we're unpacking the messy, meaningful side of entrepreneurship, from boundaries to burnout, leadership to listening, so you can build a business that actually fits your life.
You know that moment when you're designing a post, no matter the platform, feeling really good about the message, ready to hit publish, and all of a sudden your entire nervous system goes, wait, everyone is going to know, no, we'll see this, abort mission. And you don't schedule it. You don't send it. You just don't share it with anyone. It's crazy how that happens, right? You can be confident in your craft. You know what you're doing. You're passionate about it. You think about it all the time in all the best ways. You're confident with your current clients. You're confident in delivering amazing work. But the second it's time to market yourself and really open your mouth, every ounce of confidence evaporates. And suddenly that caption just isn't good enough. That graphic isn't quite what you thought it should be. You're not good enough. If this sounds familiar, you're in the right place and you're listening to the right episode, because today I want to talk to you about why marketing yourself feels so personal and scary, and why a platform like Pinterest or any other social platform can help you rebuild confidence at a pace that feels more human. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Dana Barr. I am the one half of the duo of the Entrepreneur Encounter. And we are living life right now and going to be doing some single solo episodes just to keep the content flowing because we love connecting with our audience. And so today, that's what we're talking about, is the hard truth that we've all had to learn, myself included, is that marketing yourself is not hard because you're bad at it. It's hard or scary because it feels like you're putting a spotlight directly on you, your ideas, your creativity, your voice. And us creatives, we feel things so deep. We care about our work, we care about our clients' work, and we definitely care about how it's perceived. So, of course, it feels personal. And of course, you're going to hesitate. And of course, you freeze before you hit post. This isn't a skills problem. This is a confidence exposure problem. It's like imposter syndrome is what it is. So, meaning your visibility is tied to your identity. And when those two things get tangled up, even the smallest Instagram post feels like a performance review. Pinterest, however, which is why I love it, removes that performance and that pressure. You get to show up through your content and not your face, not your voice, not your personality on demand, like on other social media platforms. It's visibility without having to go into vulnerability overload. So let me tell you a story, and it's quite humbling actually. Years ago, before I started specializing in Pinterest strategy, I really tried to be perfectly visible. And I mean, not a hair out of place. I pushed myself to post daily. I showed up on video as often as I could. And I literally tried to be omnipresent. I was everywhere all the time. And at first it was fine because I was like, oh, I can handle this, until it wasn't. The more I pushed, the more exhausted I got and the more I really wanted to fight it. I'd make a post, I'd stare at it, I'd probably rewrite it 15, 16, 17,000 times, and then delete it completely or let it sit in drafts forever until it was no longer relevant. Because it didn't feel like me. It was me trying to be someone else. It was me trying to fit an algorithmic mold that just wasn't who I was. Meanwhile, I was low key learning about Pinterest and I started pinning my content with zero pressure, just kind of testing the waters. I wasn't worried about likes. I wasn't worried about getting comments. I really wasn't trying to worry about the algorithm and face my energy level all day. And Pinterest quietly became the biggest source of traffic I had through paid digital products that weren't anywhere else. And I was starting to make sales on them. That was my biggest wake up call, is that I was making sales without having to show my face on social media, where I was trying to do a voiceover, which is super awkward, or learn a new dance, which we don't want me to do that anyway. So confidence grew for me because I wasn't feeling the pressure to perform and I wasn't trying to be everywhere at one time. I was just simply creating off of things that I already created. So if marketing feels personal and intimidating, here's a gentle way to rebuild that confidence. Start where the pressure is low. So use Pinterest as a practice space. Don't worry about comments or likes, just people searching for solutions that you already provide. It's the least emotionally loaded platform on the internet right now. Step 2 is going to be repurposing instead of performing. So take a few moments and look at the content you've already created. Do you have a long list of blog content or client work examples, Instagram captions? Translate those into pins. Break it down into bite-sized pieces with a pin title and description. There's no vulnerability required. There's no feeling like you have to create something new. We are going to breathe new life into something that has already worked for us in the past. Step 3, which is kind of my favorite, is let the data speak for you. Pinterest Analytics, if you have a business account, and I highly recommend you get one, shows you what people are clicking on, what they're saving, and what they want more of. And so that is a confidence booster just by looking at the data because it's not subjective. It's not, oh, my post flopped, so I must be terrible. It's, ooh, they loved this topic. Let's make more of that. Which leads me into step 4, which is bringing that confidence back to high pressure platforms. So once you see the proof that the click saves traffic month after month, you naturally are going to feel braver showing up somewhere else. Pinterest becomes the training ground, Instagram becomes the extension, or maybe you want to do podcasting, or maybe you want to do public speaking. These no longer feel like a source of stress because you tested these topics. You know that people are going to enjoy them, are going to be interested in them. So you can approach it from a much more confident standpoint. So this episode, hopefully by now, is not all about just Pinterest marketing, although I can talk about that forever and ever and ever, and it never gets old. But ultimately, the skill that we're talking about in today's episode is confidence. Confidence is not built by forcing yourself to show up everywhere. Confidence is built by showing up consistently in a way that supports you and not a way that drains you. It's all about alignment. Pinterest is a platform that gives you the space to practice visibility without the emotional intensity. And that's why I love it when I'm working on things and want to build my confidence, because showing up for yourself in sustainable ways is really the healthiest way to do that. So a little reflection time at the almost end of this episode. Take a moment and ask yourself this week, where does visibility feel the most personal for me? And where could I give myself more ease? This time of year is the perfect time to take that moment. Maybe it's video, maybe it's social pressure, maybe it's comparison. Whatever the tension is, you don't have to force confidence there. You can build it slowly. Here's your permission slip to do that. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today. If marketing yourself has ever made your stomach flip, I promise you're not alone. I also feel like that sometimes, and this is what I love to do. And there is a softer path. If you're wanting support using Pinterest in a way that feels sustainable and confidence building, come hang out with me on Instagram. I share simple, doable tips that won't overwhelm your creative brain. And as always, you've got this. Confidence grows in motion, even slow motion. Thanks for spending time with us today. If something in this episode gave you a fresh perspective, share it with a friend or send us a DM. We love hearing how these conversations land with you.
And if you're curious about how soft skills can support your next season of growth, we each have more resources to share.
You can find Dana on Instagram at danas.desk.nc for Pinterest strategy and intentional marketing.
And Sarah at UR Rembert for team development, business leadership, and podcast support.
Until next time, keep leading with purpose
and growing with intention.